Hey Lakers fans, welcome back. Today we need to dive deep into a situation that has been puzzling everyone for weeks now, and it revolves around Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, when you look at the lineup, it makes you scratch your head. You have LeBron James sitting out, Marcus Smart unavailable, and the team is coming off a game against the Pelicans, a matchup where you would think it would be the perfect time to give Vondo some minutes. But instead, he barely sees the court. It's baffling. Even a brief 10 or 15 minutes could have been enough to inject energy, secure rebounds, and shore up perimeter defense, which this Lakers team desperately needs. But somehow he's left on the sidelines, and it just doesn't make sense. Let's break this down. The Lakers are managing a back-to-back, and the first game against New Orleans was already challenging due to the absences in the lineup. This should have been an opportunity for Jared to step in, get some rhythm, and give some of the regular starters a break. Instead, the coaching staff opted to give those minutes to Dalton Connect and others who, frankly, have not been as effective. Jared Vanderbilt, despite any offensive limitations, brings a combination of hustle, defense, and athleticism that is rare. He's someone who can change the tone of a game just with his energy, chasing down loose balls, contesting shots, and securing rebounds. These are areas where the Lakers have been struggling, especially when LeBron or Marcus are out. Yet, he remains mostly invisible on the court. I've been thinking about the broader picture, and there are only a couple of explanations here. Either the Lakers are planning to trade him, or they're deliberately limiting his visibility to avoid having to move him in a deal. It's strange because when you consider the current roster, there are plenty of minutes to distribute. You have players like Maxi Kleber, Gabe Vincent, and even Dalton Connect getting significant playing time over someone like Vanderbilt. Some of these guys have performed well, sure, but the Lakers' defensive needs, especially on the perimeter, are not being met as effectively as they could be with Vondo on the floor. And it's not just about scoring. Vanderbilt's presence impacts the game in subtle ways that often don't show up on the stat sheet, but are crucial for controlling tempo and limiting opponents' opportunities. And it's not just the minutes issue, it's the timing. If there was ever a perfect scenario to give Vanderbilt time, it was in games like this. The Pelicans, a team the Lakers should be able to compete with even without their full roster, provided the ideal moment to rotate in someone like him. A 10 to 15-minute stint could have given the starters a breather while still maintaining competitive intensity. But the minutes went elsewhere, leaving fans and analysts alike to question the strategy. It feels almost like a missed opportunity. Every possession counts in the NBA, and having a player who can contribute defensively, grab rebounds, and hustle relentlessly is a luxury that the Lakers cannot afford to overlook, especially during stretches with back-to-backs and injury concerns. The curious thing is that in other games, the coaching staff seems to prioritize showcasing younger or less experienced players, perhaps hoping to develop confidence or evaluate potential trade value. While I understand that strategy in theory, it creates a dilemma when you have someone like Vanderbilt sitting out repeatedly. He's not a player whose role should be diminished, particularly given his unique skill set and contributions to team dynamics. Watching someone else take the court in his stead and struggle to make an impact only highlights the discrepancy. Vanderbilt has the ability to influence the game in multiple ways: defense, hustle, energy, positioning, that just don't get replicated by other rotation players. Fans have been left asking questions after each game. Is Vanderbilt injured? Is it purely a trade consideration? Or is there some experimental approach to rotations that we just aren't privy to? Whatever the reasoning, the pattern has been consistent. Despite opportunities that seem ideal for him, he sees little to no playing time. This trend is puzzling, especially when looking at the needs of the team. Athleticism on the perimeter, strong defensive instincts, and relentless effort are exactly what the Lakers are lacking at critical moments, and Vanderbilt offers all three. It's hard not to wonder what might have been if he had received even half the minutes allotted to players like Dalton Connect or Gabe Vincent. Even when evaluating his individual impact, the statistics only tell part of the story. Vanderbilt may not be the go-to offensive option, but his defensive versatility allows the team to contest shooters, secure boards, and maintain high-energy play without compromising the team structure. For a Lakers squad navigating injuries and back-to-back games, these contributions are not marginal. They are essential. Every time he steps onto the court, he influences the game beyond points and assists. It's about positioning, pressure, and creating opportunities for others. And yet, the pattern of exclusion continues. Watching others occupy his potential minutes and fail to match his defensive impact only underscores how much value he brings. What's particularly frustrating is how this affects team dynamics. When key players are resting or injured, the expectation is to maintain performance and rhythm while keeping everyone fresh. That's where Vanderbilt should come in, yet the minutes just don't appear. It's a head-scratcher for fans, players, and analysts alike. A player of his caliber in these scenarios should be contributing, if not for scoring, then for defense, hustle, and overall team cohesion. Every rebound, every contested shot, every loose ball he pursues is a chance to change momentum, support starters, and stabilize the game. Sitting him on the bench consistently during these moments seems almost counterproductive. The more you analyze it, the more it becomes evident that his absence impacts more than just statistics. Vanderbilt brings a presence that alters opponents' game plans. He matches up well against athletic wings, can disrupt offensive schemes, and provides a level of intensity that energizes the rest of the roster. The Lakers, particularly when dealing with back-to-backs, need that type of presence on the floor to navigate stretches where key players are resting. It's not just about scoring. It's about ensuring that defensive assignments are covered, transition opportunities are controlled, and the team's overall energy remains high. And in this context, repeatedly overlooking him makes little strategic sense. It's worth noting that the coaching staff seems committed to experimenting with rotations and giving younger players chances to develop confidence. That's understandable, but it cannot come at the expense of leveraging someone like Vanderbilt, who is uniquely equipped to address multiple team needs simultaneously. When evaluating performance, it's clear that his minutes could have been allocated in a way that maintains competitive intensity while also preserving the energy of starters. Instead, we see rotations that leave gaps, diminish defensive pressure, and miss opportunities for rebounds and hustle plays, areas where Vanderbilt excels. The mismatch between opportunity and utilization is stark and raises questions about strategy, priorities, and long-term planning. Vanderbilt's combination of size, athleticism, and defensive instinct is rare, especially for a player who can guard multiple positions and contribute consistently without needing to dominate offensively. In a league where energy and defensive versatility are at a premium, the decision to leave him sidelined in critical moments seems even more perplexing. Each game presents a new scenario where he could help absorb minutes, maintain intensity, and stabilize the lineup. Instead, the pattern persists, leaving observers to speculate on potential trades, internal strategies, or injury concerns that have not been disclosed. Fans are left wondering, with each passing game, what might be achieved if Vanderbilt were utilized properly. And when looking at recent games, the impact of this decision is even more apparent. The Lakers have struggled in moments where Vanderbilt could have contributed, while others who received his potential minutes have not matched his defensive impact or energy. This is not to dismiss the contributions of those players, but rather to emphasize that the absence of Vanderbilt has tangible consequences. He offers a combination of rebounding, perimeter defense, and hustle that is difficult to replicate. With LeBron returning and other key players coming back from injury, his role may become even more marginalized, further limiting the team's flexibility. Yet, the potential value he adds when properly integrated is undeniable. As we look forward, the situation with Jared Vanderbilt continues to baffle and frustrate both fans and analysts. The Lakers are entering critical stretches of the season, where managing minutes, maintaining energy, and ensuring defensive stability are essential. Vanderbilt's skill set perfectly addresses these needs. He is not just a role player. He is someone who can influence games in ways that do not always show up on the box score. He can disrupt passing lanes, contest shots at crucial moments, and secure offensive rebounds that turn into fast break opportunities. These are exactly the kinds of contributions that can swing close games in the Lakers' favor. Yet he remains largely invisible on the court, which begs the question, why is this happening? and when will it change? It is also worth considering the impact on team morale and chemistry. When a player like Vanderbilt is consistently left out of rotations, it sends a message not only to him, but to the entire roster about how minutes are valued and how decisions are being made. The young players may receive opportunities, which can be positive for development, but when those minutes are taken at the expense of someone who consistently brings energy and defensive reliability, it can create uncertainty. The players on the court see the value Vanderbilt provides, and fans have seen it as well, which makes his lack of playing time all the more perplexing. There is a delicate balance between nurturing younger talent and utilizing the skills of established contributors, and the Lakers' current rotation strategy seems to lean heavily toward the former at the expense of immediate team efficiency. Looking ahead to upcoming games, the Lakers face challenging back-to-backs, where rest management will be critical. These scenarios are precisely when Vanderbilt should be deployed. Giving him consistent minutes would not only provide much-needed rest for starters like LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura, but would also maintain a high level of defensive intensity. Vanderbilt has the versatility to guard multiple positions, contest shots, and rebound effectively, which allows the team to stay competitive even when key players are resting. Yet, the pattern of minimal or zero playing time persists, raising questions about the decision-making process and whether there are broader plans at play that fans are not privy to. Some have speculated that the Lakers may be planning a trade or attempting to hide Vanderbilt's value to retain flexibility for future moves. While these scenarios are possible, they do not fully explain why he is left on the bench in games where the team clearly has need for his contributions. If the goal were purely developmental for younger players, it could be executed without completely sidelining a player who solves multiple on-court problems. The Lakers' defensive struggles, particularly on the perimeter, are well documented, and Vanderbilt's absence in these moments is increasingly noticeable. Every possession matters, and every defensive stop counts in a league where games are often decided by a handful of points. Analyzing the rotation further, it becomes apparent that minutes given to others, such as Dalton Knecht or Gabe Vincent, often fail to replicate the defensive energy and rebounding presence that Vanderbilt would provide. While these players have their strengths, they do not bring the same combination of grit, hustle, and defensive versatility. Vanderbilt excels at altering opponents' strategies simply by being on the floor. He matches up against high-level wings, disrupts offensive rhythm, and positions himself for critical rebounds. His skill set complements the team's needs perfectly, yet these advantages are largely left untapped, leaving fans and analysts to speculate about the reasoning behind these decisions. The strategic implications extend beyond a single game. Vanderbilt's consistent exclusion from rotations affects the Lakers' long-term ability to manage fatigue, maintain defensive consistency, and develop game plan flexibility. In back-to-back scenarios, it is essential to have players who can absorb minutes without compromising the team's performance. Vanderbilt fits that role, and yet his playing time remains limited. Observers are left questioning whether the coaching staff is prioritizing potential trade assets over on-court effectiveness, or if other considerations, such as internal politics or experimental rotations, are influencing the decision-making process. Whatever the reasoning, the impact on team performance is clear, opportunities are being missed, and games could potentially be more competitive with Vanderbilt on the floor. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, in Los Angeles, a quiet murmur has begun to grow into something louder, spreading through practice facilities, front offices, and late-night radio shows. The spark came from a single sentence attributed to Rob Pelinka, a line that has circulated in whispers and half-quotes. "I regret signing that player to the Lakers." No name, no clarification, just that. And it has been enough to set the city buzzing for days. Inside team circles, people claim Pelinka's remark was off the record, something said in frustration, maybe even taken out of context. Still, the implication hangs in the air. The Lakers have made bold moves in recent seasons, some celebrated, others questioned, and the idea that the team's own general manager might be rethinking one of them has fueled speculation of every shape and size. Fans online have treated the comment like a puzzle piece, matching it to every player on the roster, examining contracts, personalities, recent on-court chemistry, even locker room body language. What makes the rumor even more intriguing is the complete silence from the organization. No denial, no clarification, no attempt to smother the growing fire. Some believe the front office is simply letting the noise fade on its own. Others think the leak was intentional, a way to send a message behind closed doors or to prepare the public for a future move. It wouldn't be the first time the Lakers' smoke signals came in the form of conveniently timed anonymous comments. Players have reportedly brushed off the chatter, though insiders say a few eyebrows were raised when the quote began circulating. The atmosphere around the team remains outwardly calm, yet there's a subtle edge to every conversation, a feeling that someone is being evaluated a bit more closely than usual. Whether Pelinka truly regrets a signing or whether the line was blown out of proportion, the rumor has done what rumors do best in Los Angeles. It has stirred curiosity, stirred doubt, and stirred the sense that something might be shifting just beneath the surface. And until the Lakers make their next move, the city will keep guessing who that unnamed player might be and why the regret, if it exists, ever settled in. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.